Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody has had a well, I'm gonna just say I'm one of those people. I like to claim stuff because then it happens. I know you had a great night. Good morning, Louis. Good morning to you. I good morning to you. Good happy Saturday. I was digging yesterday because yesterday was kind of a full day for me. Who else did I miss? Hi, Tawana. I'm sorry I missed you. Good morning. Hey, Russ. Good morning, Ansem. Good morning. Yeah, I missed you guys yesterday because unfortunately, remember I told you guys I had the cat bite from my cat and I ended up going back to urgent care because I was like, this thing is still bothering me. And they ended up admitting me overnight so they could, give me the necessary additional therapy I needed and observation. So good morning, good morning. But while I was sitting in there, I was digging. And I got info. Man, I got info about Epstein's ties. Look, I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. To Israel. Because that's the image I saw. And I was like, interesting. Interesting. Thank you, Luis. I'm feeling better. It's still healing, but I'm feeling a lot better than I was before I went there. That's a guarantee. So I appreciate that. Certainly appreciate that. But so let me tell y'all a couple of things. I know people will be coming in. So first of all, good Saturday morning to anybody that's joining this morning. Hey, Kendra. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Kim, KM Rise and Grind. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, Miss Dakota. Good morning. So I'm going to tell y'all, okay, let me go to my screen where I have stuff at. Because I was like, whoa, like, whoa. That's the first thing. Let's start off talking about ICE because I just put it up this morning. Hey, Sweet Pea. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, beautiful. Okay, now y'all know how the Trump administration told people if they sign up for ICE, they would get a $50,000 bonus. Hey, baby love. They lied. Hey, Yella. They have now withdrawn that bonus, honey. They have withdrawn the bonus, y'all. Hey, Willow. They have withdrawn the bonus. So they talk these people. They ain't even talk them into it. They just dangled a carrot in their face. Hey, you want to go snatch people off the street? We'll give you a bonus. They lied. Because they don't have the money. It's impossible for government to give every single one of those government employees a $50,000 bonus and build all these detention centers, finance them all. It ain't enough money. Right now, the ICE budget is bigger than military budgets. How is that possible? How is it that the military needs less than ICE does? Come on, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Say it again. They done move these people around, Linda, all this stuff. I am laughing my ass off. The Trump administration is not an administration that can be taken seriously. You can't take these people seriously. It's impossible. Kristi Noem right now is fighting with she's upset with South Park about that episode, but the episode was accurate. Did y'all see the episode? It has her face sliding off. And then it runs off and it attaches itself to people, and ICE has to go track down her face and capture it and put it back on her body. Listen. Hey, Miss Thompson, good morning, beautiful. Listen. Okay? But Kristi can't take a joke. Maybe she should stop getting fillers. Stop wearing extensions. Stop cosplaying as an ICE agent. Then maybe people wouldn't make fun of you because nobody takes you seriously, Kristi. You look like you're just playing dress up. She literally looks like she's paying just. And why is she staying like that? What's up with the gate? Why is she staying so wide? I guess she's trying to show her dominance. Girl, those men ain't taking you seriously. Are you crazy? Come on. Those men those men don't look at her standing. Oh boy, that's a strong woman right there. I'm scared of her. That's not the conversation. You know what the guys are saying? Why are her damn legs so wide like that when she stands? That's what they're saying. They're saying the same thing we're saying. Like, what are you doing, girl? How you cosplaying as an ICE agent in ankle boots with heels on them? That's why you know you can't take her seriously. She cannot be taken seriously. She is cosplaying because she could never get in a job like that. She's not qualified. She's a DEI hire, just like Trump is a DEI hire, right? Didn't earn it hires. People who are not qualified for jobs, but they get them through rhetoric and ass kissing. That's exactly what they are. And other mediocre people voted for the shit to get them there because they're mediocre too. That's how come they can see themselves in the people in the Trump administration, because y'all both know that you didn't earn it. Nothing else makes any sense to me. Because so when I look at it and I see it, I go, wow. But yes, immigration, ICE has revoked the bonuses. And I knew that would happen because ICE is running out of money big time because they're not budgeting. They're just doing stuff. You understand? They're just doing stuff. They're not actually managing the government properly. They're managing it the way they manage. You're right, Jack. ICE is heroes. I learned from ICE too. Look at all that deportation I just did to Jack without due process. Bye, Jack. I know he like, the fuck? Right. Listen, if you're going to cheer on snatching Americans off the street, snatching immigrants off the street without due process, what you're not going to do is bring your ass in here and brag about the shit and think you're going to stay here. Not here. My ass deports faster than ICE. I do. Anybody that comes to my lives regularly knows I move way faster than ICE does. So if you're smart, you come in here and you sit quietly. Quietly. Oh, I love that South Park Wheel of Fortune episode. Look. I don't have that, but I do have. Let me see. Where are we? Let me find him. There he is. There he is. Spinning the wheel of excuses and blame. Hey, Lisa. Good morning. Good morning, Tara. Hey, Belinda. We are, and you're right, 19, Villain. We are living amongst some people that the interesting thing is the people who are the most hateful are Christians. Don't get depressed by this shit, Bobo. That's what they want you to do. I'm telling you, Bobo, they want you to feel hopeless. They want you to throw your hands up, give up, and think it's nothing you can do. That's not true. I challenge each and every one of you to go read your Declaration of Independence. The problem is, Americans, you don't know your rights because you don't know your government. Go read the Declaration of Independence. Okay? Dems only got... John, I deport like MAGA, and I got a feeling you're the last dude I deported. Now you look a little lame coming back with your troll account. Bye. That's been deported too, beloved. I am fast. I pay attention to my comments because I understand, because we're having real conversations here. So it's very easy to pick y'all out. Even when y'all try, y'all not as witty as you think you are. No. They need to go read the Declaration of Independence specifically, Waleed. I'm saying that for a reason. In the Declaration of Independence, there is specific language that says in there about what you should do if your government doesn't reflect the people that it's supposed to serve. It says it right in there. Go read it. See, the problem with Americans is y'all sit and y'all wait for y'all leaders to tell you what your government is to you. What makes you think you can trust all those people you vote for? Say it again, David, because that's why in my lives I don't tolerate that shit. So when MAGA comes in making excuses, you know what I tell people? That's somebody who's telling you who they are. Keep your children and your family away from those people. Y'all should be alarmed about MAGA acting like it doesn't matter, right? Y'all should be alarmed. Do you know why you should be alarmed? Because those people are in your communities. And if they ain't protecting kids they don't know that's a part of this case, they damn sure ain't going to protect the kids in your fucking community that they do know. So just so y'all know, they're not going to protect your children either. That's the part I'm trying to get people to see. If they will make excuses for Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein and anybody else involved in that, you think they're not going to do it? You think they're not going to do it? Oh, look at all the little trolls. I put them out so fast and they come back here today, gone today. You're not going to get to do that here. Go in conservative circles and talk amongst yourselves. I done told y'all I'm not a kumbaya liberal. I don't care to hear your point of view. I don't care to compromise with you. I don't give a shit. I don't care. You have a right to believe whatever you want to believe. You just can't believe it in here. That's all. And it hurts. Let me tell y'all something. For those of you to navigate your life, right? It is so important to navigate your life. Don't talk to MAGA. When they want to argue about something, as soon as they want to say, well, I believe this and I believe that, say, okay, well, if you like it, I love it, and walk away. They're going to go. They want your engagement. They want something to fight about. Yep, he sure did, the HVD. There's several men in Trump's cabinet who have records. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all an example. There's a guy named Larry Black, right? Who was also affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump, who got caught up in stuff, right? Trump has hired Larry Black's son. He hired his son in January. Pam Bondi was the prosecutor in Florida that allowed Jeffrey Epstein to have the sweetheart deal that he got in Florida. That's Pam Bondi. Y'all understand? This is not coincidences. I'm telling you. You don't have these many coincidences. Those are patterns. J-Fig, they hollered about saving kids, but they lie. Just like they tell y'all they care about babies and children. No, they don't. They love fetuses because fetuses allow them to control women. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to give you an example. First of all, let me stop and say thank you all so much for joining me this morning. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being willing to hear this information because it's important for you to hear. Because big media, you see how funny they acting about talking about stuff. Oh, they funny because they don't want to get sued. See? But if they didn't cow down and bow and take a leg, all they care about is money. They don't care about making sure you know stuff. You understand? They just want money. Even if it means showing you things that don't help you. Right? So, Republicans only care about fetuses. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to show you why. And they don't care about children. Now, they just cut back funding student lunches. They're breaking up the Department of Education. All that shit affects kids, right? National security affects children too, doesn't it? Pew pew laws affect children too, right? They don't fix nothing, do they, right? But I'm going to have you go even deeper on this. They don't care about children, only fetuses. You know why? Because when a woman says, I can't afford to have that kid, that's why, I want to go through a procedure. The government blocks you and say, no, we got more control over your body than you do, right? But then they turn around and let other women do IVF. They let other women do IVF, right? Now, I'm going to tell you why it's a problem. Didn't Republicans tell you life begins at conception? If life begins at conception, how come they letting those women do IVF and leave them in frozen? And not just that. If you do IVF, one of the things about IVF, hey, Dr. Africa, good morning. One of the things about IVF is it's a numbers game, right? It's probability, right? They don't implant one embryo in a woman at a time. No, they play a numbers game. They put multiples in there once. And they hope that all of them don't take an implant. But if they do, that woman goes through a process called selective reduction. Selective reduction. Bye, Jacob. That's not true. Can't come in here with that. Start your own live and start your own live with that shit. You too, Ski. Bye, Ski. Start your own live. Nobody will come. I promise I won't be there. You can't come in here with that. Bye. So anyway, so they implant multiple embryos into a woman. And if all of them fertilize and she don't want 5, 6 children at once, she goes through a process called selective reduction to remove some of those fertilized embryos from her uterus. That's abortion. So it's okay for them to abort their babies when they were greedy and put all those embryos inside. And let me tell you how I verified this. I verified this with my own gynecologist. My gynecologist was the one who told me about selective reduction. Yeah, that's abortion. So conservatives, that right to life crowd, they get an abortion all the time. They're getting access to abortion. They just call it selective reduction. Now, to me, it's more cruel to make babies on purpose in a lab and plant them in a woman, knowing that they might all take, and then getting rid of some of them on purpose because you don't want to take care of all those babies that you created. Wait a minute. How she get a pass, but you don't when you know you can't afford that one baby? Exactly. Contradictory. That's why I call it out. That's why I say something. Conservatives are fucking hypocrites. And that's why I make it my business to keep talking about IVF. Because think about it. Isn't IVF DEI for women who can't have babies? IVF is diversity, equity, and inclusion. How come they get to have diversity, equity, and inclusion for their uteruses? I would assume if you can't have no baby, that's God's plan, right? Ain't that God's will? That's what he wanted for you? But they say, nah, fuck all that. All of a sudden, they don't believe in God when it's to serve their own interests. I keep trying to tell y'all, it's designed to control you and your choices. They do whatever the fuck they want to do, but they want to control you. All the while saying freedom. Freedom, we're the party of small government. No, they're not. No, they're not. They never have been. Yep, say it again, Kitty. If they can't have babies naturally, ideally, there's so many children who need homes. But this is the problem. Women who don't want to do that, they don't give a fuck. They selfish. They just want to be pregnant and have their own baby. And they'll say they're a Christian. Go right ahead and borrow that, J-Fig, because that's what y'all need to be telling these people. Because I can guarantee you, if you have a discussion with a conservative about IVF versus abortion, they're going to be for IVF. You say the shit I just said, even if they won't admit it in your face, guarantee that it's going to stick with their ass after that conversation. Oh, they're going to go home and think about it. And they're going to start having these problems of trying to reconcile this shit in their head. Because how do you make sense of it? It's hypocrisy. How do you say it's okay for a woman to purposely make babies in a lab, fertilize, because that's what they call a baby, right? A fertilized egg is a baby, right? And they say life starts at conception. Well, when you're doing IVF, you don't do the conception. The conception starts in the lab. So how come that's okay? Oh, they don't care about the children dying and in foster care. See, that's the other part. Because they want their own kid with their own DNA. And then when that kid grows up, right? When that kid grows up and then they decide, right? Or they see there's something wrong with the kid, it's the vaccines. It's the air. It's everything else. It's not my DNA. It could have been your DNA. You chose to have a baby when your body said that you shouldn't. See, that was your body. You overrode that shit and you went and did IVF. And now when your kid don't turn out the perfect little thing that you expected it to, you want to blame everything else. But nature had already determined that you shouldn't have been breeding anyway. But you overrode that and did your own thing. You ever notice how MAGA don't believe in science until it's time for IVF? I just say these things so y'all can think about it. Notice how MAGA doesn't care about science until it's something for them. When it's IVF, MAGA loves science. They love science, but they won't say that life begins at conception when you talk about IVF. Notice they won't do that. Notice they won't do that because that would make people uncomfortable. You said, so nature is your argument, are pro-vax? Yeah, I am. Because, hey, silly, nature has some nefarious shit out there. Ever heard of Black Plague? Bye. You've been blocked. You can always tell the people who don't read books. Look. Hold up. I got to do this because I see them coming in. Attention, all Walmart shoppers. Attention, all Walmart shoppers. Please move your cart to the side of the aisle. Please do. If your Wrangler jeans are shaking, it's because your government issue flip phone is vibrating because that Negro woman's on TikTok telling everybody how we're full of shit, how we're hypocrites, and how Trump is stealing all of the money and leaving us poor and destitute. Mildred, put down the damn soup, okay? You can get the soup after you get on the fucking TikTok. If you want your trailer to be able to be pulled back up right when it gets knocked over in the storm, get your ass online. And thank you for shopping at Walmart. They get mad. I know they do. I love that shit. But ain't nothing I'm not saying is not true. It is true. That's why they mad. Because I'm exposing the hypocrisy. They don't like it. You like that accent? Yeah, I got family down south. Listen, they hate when I do that too. Trump, America, I don't like them damn liberals. They always try to tell us what to do. We like freedom. That's why we're waiting for the Republicans and Donald Trump to tell us what to do. They wouldn't know freedom if it was standing in their face with a damn name tag on. They're so oppressed and so caught up in the system, they don't even realize they're in the system. They don't even like the people who say, I don't need no damn ACA. I'm in the marketplace. Okay. That's the same thing, sir. You're a liar. You're just one of them woke liberals. That's not the same thing. The marketplace is the marketplace, and the ACA is Obama. All right, if that's what you say. If that's what you say. Sometimes you have to leave people where they are. Y'all got to stop trying to pull them with you. Do you understand? Yeah, it is willful ignorance. They don't care. MAGA likes that. Let them. Because see, understand, rich people know knowledge is power. That's why rich people send their kids to private school. They ain't sending their kids to public school. They know public schools in America are shit. Yeah. And then they put money behind people to put them in Congress to destroy the Department of Education. Know why? So they can guarantee that your little kid, your little Tommy, your little Sarah, they're going to be little worker bees and little low-wage jobs and factories for them and their children. I'm just letting y'all know. That's what it's designed for. It's designed for a pipeline from school to either prison or low-wage jobs. Hey, John, only people who think the Department of Education are garbage are people with probably not much education. Bye. Can I tell you how I'm going to laugh my ass off when these classes start and all these conservative mothers with special needs kids and they find out their kids ain't going to have no services? Honey, they going to learn. And as soon as I see one of them online crying, my ass is going to be in the comments like, didn't you vote for this, beloved? If you don't get your ass off the internet complaining, you better get in that kitchen or that dining room table, wherever, and you need to pick up the slack. You said you didn't want government to do shit for your child. Because see, it's the Department of Education that helps your special needs children. Your local school district ain't going to do shit for them. Y'all going to learn. I just know. Because I had a special needs child, and I had to take them all the way through school. So that's why I know. Now, I don't go on Carnival cruises. I don't go on any cruises. Honestly, I don't do cruise ships. To me, they're like floating petri dishes. Americans are too fucking nasty to be trapped with them on a fucking boat in the ocean. Y'all crazy. Y'all risky. Nope. I made it through COVID. I be damn I go on a cruise ship. That's crazy. No way. I don't mess with cruises. Nope. My state is still safe. Yeah, I'm in the blue states too. Now, folks, y'all in these red states, man, these Republicans going in on y'all. They going in on y'all. I know a lot of people don't think about it like that, New Orleans King, but I've always thought of cruise ships as floating petri dishes. Think about it. If somebody done paid on a vacation and they get sick, you think they not going to come on that vacation? Fuck that. They coming. And they going to bring their fucking germs with them. And now you're all trapped on this damn ship together. You understand? Touching over this food together. People don't be washing their hands properly. So I'm like, nah. Nope. So I ain't never been on a cruise. I've thought about it. I ain't gonna lie. I've been tempted. And then every time I see the videos, I'm like, that's too many people clustered together in one spot. People are too fucking nasty for that. Nope. Oh, you use thieves oil? Because David know they nasty. See, David be trying to get ahead of it. Because he said, he know they nasty. That's my point. I don't play that game. So that's why, I'm not comfortable with cruise ships. Nope. You said last one you won was 98 and you was 15. Yeah, I can't do it. Every time my mother went on a cruise ship vacation, she came back home sick. Every time. Nope. Yep, no Love Boat. See, the Love Boat After Dark showed the hospital ward. The regular daytime show didn't let you see that part. But the After Dark Love Boat, they let you see that part. Hey, Monica. You said the hospital are going to be overrun. Well, yes and no. I'm going to tell you why, Linda, hospitals won't be overrun. Yes and no. Because, see, weren't conservatives the same people that said if you don't have insurance, you shouldn't be seen? Oh, whoa. See, what have I been telling y'all? My grandmother said the best way to show people what they don't want is to give them exactly what they ask for. Hey, JK, these people ask for this. They ask for heartless ass government that don't care about them and only cares about people who make a lot of money, which is rich people and big businesses, right? Okay. Well, guess what, MAGA? Them little hospitals in your town. Bye. I can't wait till them little tiny hospitals close in them small towns. They already were on life support as it was. You understand? Those little hospitals in them small towns and them small areas was already on life support. Government was keeping them open. But y'all just said, fuck that. I want Jeff Bezos to get a new private island. Close that hospital. Mama, oh well. It just is. Mama, you've reached the end of the road. Like, why am I supposed to care about your family more than you care about your family? Oh, Oklahoma already shut one? Good. See, let me tell you something. My heart bleeds peanut butter. What I have learned is you cannot have more compassion for conservatives than they have for themselves. Nope. I ain't concerned at all. I am not concerned at all. Hey, pro gambling action. We don't gamble here, so you're not allowed to talk. Bye. You've been blocked. Y'all see how fast that is? People can do that in other lives. They just choose to talk to them. I ain't one of them people. I'm not one of those people. So, I don't. Thank you. You're a joy too, Spanky. Thank you for joining me this morning. Hey, Dark and Lovely. So you block differing of opinions? Sure do. Because if America's not a democracy, why the fuck would you expect one on TikTok? Hello. It is the Republic of me. You've been blocked. Bye. I do run my mouth, Bravo, and you just mad that you can't hear it anymore. Bye. Look at them all tender. She won't let us talk and give our opinions. And it's always the men crying. Why won't she listen to us? Because I don't want to. Gay pride but been over, and y'all still showing y'all love and adoration for Trump. Come on, man. You've got wives, you've got girlfriends. It's weird. You ain't supposed to be in love with no man like that. Not no man that ain't related to you. What are we doing? Good morning, Sonia. It is extremely weird. That's why I call it out, and it bothers them. Hey, Wendy, good morning. Hey, Monica, thank you so much. Look, I was telling people I wasn't on last night because I was still dealing with the cat bite thing, and I was in urgent care overnight. So I didn't get out till this morning. And I got home, I'm full of energy, and I'm like, you know what? I didn't get to do my live last night. I'm going to do it this morning because I was spending my time digging and reading last night because I had time. And so it was really good. Hospital, internet options, grocery store. Yep. Rural people. Let me tell you something. When I cannot, about this time next year, rural America going to be suffering so much. I know I'm going to sleep so good at night. My goodness. I'm going to be on my pillow. I'm going to just be like, just sleeping. It's kind of like how Trump sleeps after he creates all that destruction. I'm going to sleep the same thing. Oh, let me talk about Dean Cain. I saw Dean Cain. Dean Cain joining ISIS. That lets you know Dean Cain is broke. Him don't have no money. And I guess he thought he was going to join and get that $50,000 bonus. Dean, they done pulled that back, beloved. And have you seen Dean Cain? He used to play Superman. He can't be Superman anymore. He's supersized, but he can't be Superman. You're right. ICE is not ISIS, but the GOP is. Bye, Frank. I don't allow that in here. Bye. Dean Cain. No, Dean Cain is a guy that tries to pass as white in America. And Dean Cain can't get a job in Hollywood. He needs work. So I guess he figured he'd go get a government job. That's the real tea that Dean don't want to talk about. Yeah, as in Superman, Dean Cain. Now you just supersized. No, you can't join the discussion, beloved. If you're trying to come up on panel, are you trying to come up on panel Blue 100? Because no, and you only got 23 followers. Gotta go, beloved. Hey, let me tell you something. The people who run the bot accounts, even if you send the black ones, I'll boot those too. Y'all think I'm gonna fall for that shit? I was also raised just because they look like me don't mean they for me. Gotta be quicker than that. Like, you guys are hilarious. He supports an agency that puts his family. Yep, he sure does. Because Dean Cain does not identify as who he is. He's assimilated. Do you know by the words? Do you know by the words they speak? Yeah, so Dean Cain, he's a I watched a video the other day where I was looking at it was like Cubans trying each other's food. It was like some guys, and they're out of Miami, right? And one of the first guys in the YouTube video said, "I didn't know I wasn't white until I left Miami." A lot of folks getting their wake-up calls. You understand? The Trump administration is making very clear who's good and who's not. A lot of people getting their wake-up calls. But I want to remind y'all of something. Marco Rubio was not born in America. How come Trump, Cash Patel, not born in America? How come he gets to be a part of something? Oh, I'm sorry. I was wrong on Cash Patel. He was born in America, but Marco Rubio was not. And then Marco Rubio, I was wrong. Marco Rubio was born in Florida. But I read something yesterday that said he was not. I'm going to dig on that some more. Because what I don't want to do is ever say something that ain't true. Because then that would make me MAGA. And I don't want to be MAGA. Y'all know me. I'm not for the fake news shit. So I'll dig on that because I was wrong in saying those two statements. But I do know we have some elected officials in Congress who were not born in America that support this shit. That support it. But see, Rubio is too busy trying to be like, he's trying to be white and forget that he's a Hispanic. And he's willing to let other Hispanics and Hispanic Americans go by the wayside. But, okay, he's first generation. But Marco Rubio, if Donald Trump does what he wants to do, getting rid of, like, the birthright citizenship, technically Marco Rubio then should lose his citizenship, should he not? If he's first generation and his parents came here, right, through a program, right, then Marco Rubio's citizenship should be revoked. Like, how far back we going? That's why I be asking the question. They love to say a lot of shit. How far back we going? Thank you, Blue Age. Don't forget, Donald Trump's in the Epstein files, and we need those files. We shouldn't lose sight of that. Look, even Jeffrey says, hold up, where is that? Don't get distracted. Even Jeffrey Epstein says, don't get distracted. Pay attention. Keep your head on swivel. Notice how the media is very funny about how they talk about this shit. Because it's a lot of money involved, a lot of powerful people, and the media shook too. The media is shook too. This is where y'all learning about y'all big media, and who owns it is determined by the stories that you see and the stories that you don't see. You know who's talking about Trump and Epstein files the most? Content creators. People like Joy, that used to be on MSNBC, but now she not. She on Substack. People like Don Lemon, that's on Substack, that's not on mainstream media news networks anymore. Oh, and Rachel Maddow does too. I forgot to tell y'all, the Trump administration sued Rachel Maddow and they lost, y'all. They had to withdraw their case. They tried to sue Rachel Maddow for defamation and could not prove that what she said was said with malicious intent. So the judge kicked their case back and then they withdrew it. See, Trump ain't gonna talk about that. See, they not gonna talk about that shit. They're not gonna talk about it. Trump ain't gonna say shit about that. See, he's not gonna say nothing about that because that doesn't make him look good. Exactly. Go, Rachel. I love this shit. I love her, Lawrence O'Donnell. Now, Lawrence O'Donnell brings the thunder. He does. I don't know how long MSNBC will let him stay there bringing the thunder, but Lawrence O'Donnell is still bringing the thunder, talking about all this stuff. You said Gail Kim is on the chop. Wow. Yeah, Rachel and Lawrence, they are doing it. I would say that a lot of the other news is tempered. Now, Ari Melber, I would say Ari talks about, he don't talk about this Epstein stuff like that. He talks about a lot of other stuff. Listen, the time to stop rich people is now. What do I tell y'all? Only buy the shit that you need. Don't pay full price. If you can buy stuff used, yeah, Ali Velshi is good too. If you can buy stuff used that's still in good condition, and then you can take it and get more life out of it, do that. I'm telling y'all, as long as y'all, listen, America is a capitalist country. As long as you feed the beast that is capitalism, it's going to eat your ass up. Because contrary to what you think, None of us in here are capitalists. We're not capitalists. We're consumers. We're consumers. And capitalism is eating our asses up. When y'all go to the grocery store, how is your experience now when you go to the grocery store? I know your car insurance is high as hell right now because ours high as hell. Not just our property insurance, our fucking car insurance. High as hell. High as hell. You know what I find out about the Israel thing that's interesting? You know how America says, oh, we can't afford free health care, but we can't afford free education. But hey, Danny, you only have 67 followers. I can't let you talk like that in here. That tells me you're botting. Bye, beloved. What they say? He thought he was going to do all that talking with 67 followers. No, you're not. Because I already know that ain't even how it works. Try again. Try again, beloved. Well, don't try again because you'll get blocked again. Yeah, we're the consumer. And it ain't even the 3%. It's the 1%. They're capitalists. We're consumers. And not only are we... And see, this is something... Okay. As somebody who works in tech and privacy, I'm going to give y'all a tip on something. You said, but Apple is investing billions of dollars for Trump. The rich should not be a thing. Y'all shouldn't have Apple products either. See, the question is, how much are y'all willing to sacrifice? Real shit. Because y'all will run and go through hell and high water for a new fucking iPhone or an Apple product. How much are you willing to sacrifice? Because Apple told you, they showed you the other day, they are willing to pay and play the game. How much you willing to sacrifice? Because it comes down to us. It's us. It's more of us than it is of the rich. And you know what the rich think? You ain't gonna do shit. As long as they keep selling you things and giving you stuff and making things accessible to you, you won't care. You won't care. That's what they think. And that's what they've already proven to be true. Come out. Look, they come out with new iPhones all the time and they ain't much different than the iPhone you already had. But you still buy it anyway. Creature of habit. Funny thing is, the technology you buy from the iPhone is already in an Android, and usually it already been there long eons before. But y'all buy into the marketing that is iPhone, which is crazy to me. iPhone fell off ever since iPhone 4S. I ain't had an iPhone since, because it fell off ever since then. Hey, Breeze, I feel a wind blowing. It just blew you right out the door with your 2 followers. Bye. Not in here, beloved. You ain't gonna be able to do that here. Now, as somebody who works in tech and come from privacy, I want to tell y'all another way to get to rich people. Because it's not just money that you can fuck with them. It's your data. Rich people love collecting data on you. I'm telling you as somebody who works in privacy, okay? They love collecting data on you. Lori, I'll tell you about that. I spent all night in urgent care. They had to keep me overnight. That's why I wasn't on last night. Because I ended up having getting cellulitis from the cat bite. So they had to treat me with even more hardcore stuff. And so now I'm better. They send me back home, gave me even more stuff that I gotta, take, because he got me good, But I blame myself. I always tell my child, anytime something go wrong, I blame that damn rap music. I think my cat was listening to the new Clips album, and that's why he bit me. He was thugging. You know what I'm saying? He would listen to that damn Clips album, and he just started thugging. That damn pusher got Wick upstairs. He just a straight villain now. He said, you should have never played that damn album in here. You got me like this. I bit you on purpose, girl. I said, okay. But I'm going to tell y'all something. As somebody who comes from a privacy background, rich people love your data. Data's money. Remember when Andrew Yang tried that he was one of the things on his platform was to pay you that companies would have to pay you for your data. There was a reason why. Because data is king. Data is even more valuable than money, frankly. Because if you have data, you can make more money than your eyes can see. More money than you could ever spend in your lifetime if you have data. Because people use that data and those data models to figure out how to market things to you, how to create products that they can get you to buy. That's the reason. So data's king. So it's a couple things. Stop having your location on everywhere. They tracking every place you go, everything you do. Stop doing that shit. Only turn on your location when necessary. Stop it. If you got those insurance apps on your phone, Allstate, all you doing is letting your insurance company collect data on you. That's all. And they use that data, even when they claim they ain't using it, lies. They're using it to model risk and all this other shit. Stop giving them free data. Know where they know where you go? Wherever you tell them the fuck you go. They don't need data to track you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 a year. For a discount, fuck that discount. Get that shit off your devices. Get it off your devices. It's not good. It's not good. David. I'm like the aliens are in Independence Day. I'm releasing you. Don't talk to me about Biden. Trump is president. Why hasn't Trump released the files? They still talk about Joe Biden. Joe Biden must be the best president on earth. I thought he was Sleepy Joe. If Joe was sleeping, of course he wouldn't have released the file. So King Trump is here now. Why won't he do it? Exactly. Stop it with the insurance apps on your phone. Get that shit off your phone. Another thing, Snapchat, don't let it track your location. Even if it says, oh, it's better, fuck that. If you want me to use your app, you don't need to know my location for every post I put up here. You don't need that. They don't need it. They want it. You ain't got to give it to them because they want it. Understand where I'm coming from? Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Okay? Don't do that. It's a lot of things. In your grocery store, they're tracking you. Leave your phone in the car and turn it off. With you, that cell phone is a fucking beacon. Okay? Just so you know, your smartwatch, beacon, they have things in stores that can tap and monitor and connect to your devices, and they can track you throughout the entire store. They know what areas you stayed in, how long you visited those areas, what you picked up, what you looked at, what you actually put in your cart, what you didn't put in your cart. Oh, they know a lot more about you than you think they do. Yep, it ain't worth it, Allie, to let them track your driving. Y'all buying these smart cars. I went to a privacy conference earlier this year where they talked about people shouldn't buy smart cars. They talked about it. They said it. They said because the amount of data collection that is happening, and it's not just that they're collecting data on you in those smart cars. You don't know where all your data is going. You don't know where all your data is even going. I don't want nobody watching me like that. You understand? Don't buy smart cars. Stop buying that shit. Stop it. I don't know why anybody would trust a self-driving car. I wouldn't. Cars malfunction too much. So why would I leave my life in the hands of a car? Yep. You know what's crazy, Russ? The dumbing down, you mentioning that is a great thing, because the dumbing down of the education system has made it so many people can't even read a damn map. Think about it. They don't even know how. If you put a map in front of a lot of people, they wouldn't know how to deal with that. They wouldn't know how to deal with that at all, because they're used to GPS. They don't have a concept of getting around. Y'all couldn't have been us. We had maps. That's all you had. And God forbid you run into construction. Jesus. You're going to have to pull that map back out and come up with an alternate route. That's what you was going to have to do. You said, I realized that while I use the Walmart app and when I buy, yep. Okay, that's another thing. Let me talk about that, Hasker. When you guys buy something, right, on say you're on your device and you buy something, well, it creates a trail, cookie crumbs. This is why then when you bring up a social media app on that same device or even a different device, because see, this is the thing, you notice a lot of these devices, you got to sign in on Microsoft to get into the device or Google. Think about it. So all your information is interconnected across devices. That's them data gathering. That's data gathering across all devices. So you bought something over here, then magically when you're on your laptop and you're happen to be reading news, you see an ad for the very thing you just bought on the other device. That's not an accident. That's not right. It is another way for them to say we're always watching. That's not no accident. That's not no accident. You mean when you shop in person, everything you purchase? Well, that too, because your phone is listening. This is what have a great day, Kim. This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. Your phone is listening. Yeah, your phone is listening. And when it's turned off, it's never really off. Just telling you, as somebody who works in privacy, when your telephone is off, it's not off. See, back in the day, we used to be able to take the batteries out of iPhones. You can't take your battery out now. I know people in privacy who don't even allow their cell phone in their bedroom because they know how bad, how much tracking and eavesdropping and listening they doing. They know. If you got your Alexa, any of that shit, you better leave that bitch unplugged when you're not using her, because otherwise she's listening the whole time. She has to listen. Think about it. And people who say, oh, she not listening, then how the hell is she supposed to hear you call her name? Wake up. How the hell is she supposed to hear you say her name out the blue if she not listening? Come on. Come on. Come on. How else? How else? Hey, Zap. You've been zapped like that bug zapper. Bye. You came in. I feel sorry for you, but I really don't. You came in and typed all those sentences, and as soon as I saw it, you were gone. Aw. No problem, Shay. I'm just letting you, because a lot of people really don't know that. See, cell phones changed over time so that companies could track us more. See, many years ago, we could take the battery out of our cell phones anytime we wanted to. Turn that bitch all the way off. All the way off. You understand? All the way off. We could put an external, we could put a chip for extra storage in any cell phone that we had. Sometimes you could put multiples. Now y'all got to pay for storage. So you pay for storage, and then guess what they do in the cloud? They dig through your shit in the cloud too. Your shit ain't safe in the cloud. They digging through that shit too. They indexing that shit. In order to index it, you have to read it. I'm telling you, as a person that comes from privacy and technology, I'm telling you, because I've had to do some of these things, not for these companies, but I'm telling you, they're always listening. Like, I used to work in government, right? And one of my jobs was to make sure that if the government was going to collect information on private citizens, that I kept the government honest and transparent. That was my job. Or to deny a system to even do any of that collection. To say, nah, you don't need to collect that shit, because it's already being collected in this system over here. That's a duplicate collection. No, the government doesn't need to do that. If you need that information, you can lean on that collection. because you have the same authority to have that information, but you're not going to be able to start your own additional collection. I say that to y'all to say, right now in the Trump administration, there is no oversight about your privacy and security. None. They have Plantier that has come up with a master database, and they're pulling data from all they've already done it, pulled data from multiple government systems, and then they compare that against data that they scrape off the internet to re-identify you. I'm just telling you. That's why I be telling y'all, when y'all see, I'm going to give you another tip. When you see those things on the internet and they say, pick the color you were born, pick the month you were born according to the color, you're helping people get your information. Because see, that's the first post you'll see. Pick the month you were born based on color. Then it will be, pick the house you live in based on the date and the month you were born. Pick your favorite movie based on the year you were born. You see? Y'all gotta, it's not really hard to get people's data. It's not as hard as y'all think. Yeah, we have AI, but let me tell you something. You don't even need AI. I could right now create a duplicate Amazon website in less than 3 minutes and put it out there and make people think it's real, and then get them to act like they buying something, but all they did was give me their information. People do that shit every day. Every day. They do the same thing with the FedEx websites, UPS websites. That's why if you get those texts talking about, oh, your package, click here, and you didn't even know you had a package. Those are spoofed sites. They just want you to get on there to give them your information. When you get those emails from TikTok saying we want to verify your account, that's not from TikTok. TikTok will never email you that. They're going to do that shit in the app. It's going to be, and it won't come through a message in the app. No, it's going to come through the official channels inside of TikTok so you can know exactly what it is. Yep, you should always cover the cameras on your devices. That's something else too that I forgot to mention. Thank you for saying that, Linda. Because hackers can hack into your devices, view you through your camera without the light turning on for you to even know they're looking at you. Don't say I didn't tell you. Especially once you done visited some sites you ain't supposed to have been on. Because now they got the back door to the system. You know, now they got the back door. They spoof banking websites. Get you to log on to a banking website thinking it's your real bank website, but it's not. It's fake. It was just to gather your data so that they can then go into your banking website and take over your account. That's why you gotta think. You have to think. Yep, they'll call from different countries. I had hackers one time call me, act like my mortgage company, and when the number came up on my phone, it was my mortgage company's number. But it wasn't my mortgage company. It was hackers. I knew because, one, my mortgage company doesn't have anybody call me with an accent. So I was like, already like, that don't make no sense. So I told them, I hang up and call back. No, we don't want, no, I am. And I hung up and I called the mortgage company. And they said, no, that's not us. And then they told me that multiple people had called in about it. And then at some point, the mortgage company sent out a notice. But it's always way late. So you got to have your head on a swivel or you're going to get got. You're going to get got. Yep, I had a fake process server call. I had somebody call me one day and say, you owe somebody some money. I was like, I don't know nobody's shit. And they was like, well, we on our way to your house and we going to lock you. I said, well, come on. I'm right fucking here. Come on. I'm right fucking here. I'm waiting on you. Ain't nobody come. They're trying to scare you into giving them fucking money. Because once you give them that money gone. You'll never see it again. A process server is basically somebody who says that somebody's suing you and they're coming to serve you the papers for court. Process servers don't call you ahead of time, though. Not do that shit. They don't do it like they just pop. If they gonna serve you, they want you to be there. They ain't calling your ass ahead of time so you can fucking run. So that's how come you know it's bullshit like that. That's how come you know. Oh, you get calls from India too. Yeah, you'll see a lot of that. Yeah, you'll see a lot of that. Yep, let them bring the paperwork and then I'll deal with it if that's the case. But most times it's going to be, honestly, 99.9% of the time, it's going to be hackers and fraudsters trying to just get your, because see, they want your information, because if they can get your information, they can pretend to be you. It's nothing. They just need the information, the answers to your secret questions, your mama's maiden name. This is all the stuff that allows them to pretend to be you. That's why y'all can't be online telling everything. And I don't think people realize that they're online telling everything a lot of times because they're talking so much. Have I ever cussed them out? I'm trying to think back. I probably have. I just don't remember it. Knowing me, because I can be petty. You got a message on TikTok saying they're sending me some shoes and asking for my address. How did you get the message, C. Mandy? Did it come under monetization on TikTok? Because if it didn't come under monetization on TikTok, that's impossible. So let me know how you got that message. That's the thing. Listen, in addition to people trying to get your money every day, people are also trying to get your data every day. So they can pretend to be you or they can steal your money. I remember one time, this is another tip I'll give you. At your doctor's office, in a DM, that's a scam. If somebody is trying to get you to do TikTok shop and they want to collaborate with you, that's going to come in through monetization. So when you go to TikTok Studio, you click monetization and your monetization opportunities or offers are there. Now, you will sometimes get stuff in email, but you ain't going to get shit in DM. Nah, I don't get nothing under there. You said it was under message request, so a random... Nah, I wouldn't do that. It should be under monetization. It should be under monetization. Honestly, I don't even check my messages a whole lot on TikTok. So, like, if you guys send me messages on TikTok, the reason why you might not see responses from me too much, because there's too much scamming in TikTok messages. So I don't really mess with messages too much because of the level of scamming. Because of that very reason, I tend to use my email and stuff like that because that's better for me to figure out what I'm working with. And understand, people will try to scam you in the email too. I had somebody reach out to me for a collaboration and we were having good conversation. We agreed on money stuff. And then they were like, okay, so you need to go over here and download this app. And I was like, no, I'm not downloading nothing. Thank you, but no thank you. I'm good. Whatever we going to do, we going to keep doing through this TikTok platform or we ain't doing it. And so I said, bloop. So what's my thoughts on Clinton? What do you mean, cheap 420? My thoughts are that you're getting blocked. Clinton ain't on the list. Ain't even, that's not an issue. You know who is? Donald Trump's in those files. Yeah, they will stalk you through text messages. Also, if they say to you real quick they want to go to WhatsApp, don't do that because they'll stalk you on WhatsApp. Those actual manufacturers, like being extra pushy, don't do that. You control it. Don't let them try to control you by trying to force you into shit. Oh, yeah. Listen, Jess, you didn't even have to say it. I already could tell. They're so obvious. They all operate off of the same MAGA script. That's why I said, you know, MAGA, they don't do independent thought. Trump did run on releasing the files, but then didn't do it. Because he lied, like he always does. And since MAGA's too scared of him, they're not going to do nothing. They claim they so tough. That's why I laugh when they say, man, we going to rise up. Rise up and do what? You don't have the knees to rise up on anything. What are you talking about? If you tried to rise up on your knees too fast, I would swear we were in here stumping on bubble wrap. What? That's why I don't listen to them people. I don't listen to that stuff because I know it's all Bojangle. Trump is stalling like crazy. Understand, Trump is meeting with Russia on August 15th, right? That's another distraction. So you won't talk about the Epstein files. Stay talking about that shit. Stay talking about it. Trump trying to throw everything up at the wall and see if it sticks. Everything. Look, this was him on the roof. This is a real picture when he was on the roof of the White House. Everything under the sun. And he wants to distract you from the fact that they've been helping out Ghislaine Maxwell. Why? Why is Trump helping out? Why is the Trump administration helping Ghislaine Maxwell? Remember what I told y'all? She was moved from the prison, a medium security prison in Florida, to a prison in Texas, low security, through a waiver through the Bureau of Prisons. Through a waiver. But the Bureau of Prisons says they can't even tell you why she got the waiver. Boom. Y'all better pay attention. He's not giving Russia Ukraine. He can't give Russia Ukraine land. Now, I'll tell you this. He's meeting with Russia without Ukraine. Hey, that's how come you know it's a bullshit ass meeting. See, this is the thing. Trump thought he got enough. Trump fakes for America like he's so tough on Putin. He's scared of Putin. He ain't gonna do shit. He ain't gonna do shit. Shut up, Rico. You just mad. You mad. Look at Rico. Bye, Rico. Here and gone. I'll let you sit there for a minute. I guess you had a false sense of confidence, darling. False sense of confidence. Bye. They are mad that I keep reminding y'all that Trump is in those Epstein files. I'm not going to stop talking about it. Trump's in the Epstein files. Yeah. I'm going to stay talking about it. Rico got blocked so fast. Now, I let him talk twice because I saw him the first time when he said lady. So I already knew, right? But I said, I'm going to give him time to walk the plank on his own, you know? And then, bam, I knew when I said a certain thing, he was going to be triggered. Uh-oh. Oh, no, you're lying about my... Block. Block. Oh, yeah. Trump wouldn't work this hard if he wasn't trying to hide nothing. What did okay. Click the link in my bio, you guys. It's going to take you to my Patreon. I put an article on Patreon the other day. Anybody can access this article. That's an old article from New York Times where they interviewed this lady where she talks about when she was, not legitimate, an interaction she had with Trump. And when you read it, you're going to go, no wonder this motherfucker want to hide it. No wonder. No wonder he want to hide it. Hey, Camel. No one saw your comment because TikTok blocked your comment. You're still in here, but no one can see what you say. Cry, cry, cry. You worried about Kamala. You worried all about Kamala. You should be worried about them swollen ass ankles and foots that your president got out here looking like he walking on ham hocks. Oh, Camel Hole Harris, he gone. Matter of fact, let's roll the beat. Look at it. Look at it. Now, I like to explain this picture to some of you. This is what I call the reverse Neo, right? I go live every day, Hasker. I go live every day. My schedule's in my bio as well. Twice a day, Monday through Saturday, but on Sundays, just once a day. Now, this picture here, you see this picture, right? Now, I know you go, what is that? That is the reverse Neo, right? Now, you've seen the Matrix, right? Now, okay, y'all ain't got to talk to Camel. Camel gone. I blocked him. Listen, in my life, they gone quick. Life comes at them fast here. So, in the Matrix, when they were chasing Neo, and then they started pew-pewing at him, and then Neo was leaning back, and he went slow like that. Well, Trump does the opposite. This is the reverse Neo. He goes forward, and he kind of does like a blend of reverse Neo along with the Michael Jackson, Annie, Are You Okay? Kind of said the Smooth Criminal. You know what I mean? So he kind of leaning forward too. That's Trump. And I'm supposed to think Vladimir Putin supposed to be scared of this motherfucker? Please. You give Trump a nice, strong Russian coffee, you're going to have an accident. So I'm not worried about it. You give this guy some warm prune juice at a meeting of leaders, he will, before he even gets there, he'll never show up. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. This is why I tell people every day, you expect this guy to fight for you? How he gonna fight for you? There's no energy. He's fighting his bowels and his bladder every day. There's no room for you. None. No room for you. I'm sorry, beloved, but he can't fight for you. He's fighting his own battles every damn day. Like I asked my doctor about the swollen feet and legs. She said he should not be flying. She said he should not be flying. She said at this point, if his feet and legs are that daggone swollen, he should not be flying at all. He should be on some intensive like therapy and treatment because that is indication of a heart condition. Yep, my doctor said that. And instead of him not flying, he listening to J.D. Vance. J.D. like, go ahead, Mr. President, you go. That's what J.D. said. Yeah, you go ahead. You do it. Because J.D. want to be president. You heard me. You heard me. He gonna let the president go. He said, you go ahead and do it. You go ahead, Mr. President, since you want to handle it. Look, this is the side. There we go. Look, that's how them ankles and them foots was looking when he went to that event. I don't even need to tell you who that is. You already know who it is. You already know who it is. You ain't noticed when I showed you the other picture how much thicker and bigger his pants legs are getting? Sooner or later, he'll be walking around in bell bottoms. You said those checks diverted to CEOs. Okay. As I'm starting to wrap up this morning, I got to talk about this Doge check stuff. Y'all remember when Maggie was walking around talking about, we going to get $5,000? We going to get $5,000 from all the money that Doge has saved us. They're sending us a $5,000 check. Y'all remember that? Then they turned around and said, wait, it might just be $600. Now, it ain't even $600. You ain't getting nothing. Newsflash, you were never getting anything. You were never getting nothing. Right, it's always a lie. It's always a lie. And MAGA never holds him accountable for lying, so he don't care about lying because he's getting away with it. You know? Listen, Jess, my accent, isn't it on point? You're violating my rights. That's how they say it. Say it again, Russ. That's how come I know. I told y'all. This whole thing about conservatives, I told y'all the biggest socialists in America are conservatives, not liberals. Conservatives, that's a lie that they sell. I'm telling y'all, the biggest socialists in America are conservatives. Don't believe me? Let me explain it to you. Who takes more FEMA than everybody? Conservatives. That shit is socialism. Who has more welfare states than anybody? Conservatives. Who takes more from the union than they put in? Conservatives. Hey, lady, it's time for you to go fix someone something to eat. Bye. I don't allow sassy conservative women in my life, just in case anybody didn't know. I don't allow sassy conservative women in my life. Nope, I told y'all I'm more conservative than y'all. So send your husband, okay? Send your husband. Otherwise, we have nothing to talk about. No, I don't talk to conservative women. No. Bye, Caleb. See you later. I'm about to wrap up myself, actually, so I can go put my leg back up. Hey, Bruja. Hey, Roxy. And I'll make sure that I put this live on YouTube, and I will be back on this afternoon because I don't have to go back to urgent care today. So I will be back on live this afternoon. But man, they get mad with me when I just try to be honest and tell people what's really happening. Because we should know what's really happening. Because your government is lying to you about too much. And that's something else I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post a photo in my Patreon. The link is in my bio. Anybody, y'all can go over and check it out. I want you to see this picture that I found. And matter of fact, I'm gonna post an article too that's connected to it, because some people might think it's not real, about Jeffrey Epstein's. He has even more deeper tentacles internationally. Like I told y'all, this thing is bigger than America. That's why so many rich and powerful people are working hard to shush this. They were hoping that it would have went away when Jeffrey went away. Well, it's not. It's not, because we're going to stay talking about it. We're going to stay talking about it. One other thing I want to address, I like the fact that Gavin Newsom is saying California is going to gerrymander all Republican seats if Texas does what they're trying to do. Good. And then blue states need to do it across all states. Now, the difference with California is they're going to the people to be able to do it. They're not just making the change. That's unlike Texas, who is going around their constituents and just doing it. The Patreon is in my bio. It's in my, you got to click the link in my bio. It's all in there. It's just one link, and it'll take you to a page that has all my links where everything is there, so it's easy for you to get to. But the podcast, the Patreon page is the Straight No Chaser, because it's also where I post my podcast stuff. And new podcast episodes, they drop all the time, several times a week. I dropped a new one yesterday, just so y'all know. And yesterday's episode was specifically about I did the whole thing about the Supreme Court's silent attack on voting rights. Y'all need to pay attention to your Supreme Court too, because y'all not paying attention. The Supreme Court, they quietly decided when their session just ended that they wouldn't hear a Voting Rights Act case, but they're asking those same people to come back and let them hear it in the new session. But they announced it on a Friday night when your ass wasn't paying attention. Go listen to that episode, share it with people you know, so you understand what your government is trying to do behind your back. It's important that you know. Go listen to it and check it out. Okay? I love you guys. I thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope I gave you a lot of information that you didn't know, because when I think about you guys, I always think about, what is it that you don't know that you need to know? Hold on, I want to address Baby Love's question as I wrap up about Texas and about Texas and the whole gerrymandering stuff, because I had seen this earlier. Texas has like 49% and something Democratic people in Texas, or registered Democrats or something like that. It is gerrymandered to be Republican, to be red. Texas is actually purple. But Republicans gerrymander it so fucking hard that you don't get to see that. They negate the votes of liberals in that state. And Republicans try to do that across multiple states. I always say to people, if Republican policies are so great, why are they always trying to make it hard for people? Because those policies really are not great. They're really not good for you. Do you understand why I say that? Because if they were good for you, they wouldn't have to lie to you. They wouldn't have to fix the system. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't have to do that. But they do it because they want to keep control. That's all. But I'm going to tell you this. Imagine the outrage if women controlled government and controlled men's bodies through government. Imagine the outrage that men would have on that. This is also why I tell women, if you want to change abortion, stop sleeping with men. No intimacy with men. And tell them, listen, it ain't your fault. It's your government. My uterus is not big enough for you and the government. So I had to choose. And I said, I just decided to choose my uterus. Listen. If you want to get a little loving, son, you need to talk to your government and tell them to stay out of my body. But until the government stays out of my body, you won't be allowed in. What's the name of the former Texas governor that was dim? Oh, I don't remember. Oh, I don't remember, dude. Let me see. You said, and a woman? Let me see. Ann Richards. Okay, somebody put it up. I couldn't remember her ass. Yeah, I couldn't remember her. But before her was another one. Miriam Ma Ferguson. I would not want my governor to be named Ma. Oh, she was beloved. That's also why she was only governor from 1991 to 95, because I was wondering why it wasn't that long. But because Republicans have gerrymandered the fuck out of Texas. And I don't understand why Texans don't wake up and go, wait a minute, even Texas Republicans, and go, we're not getting shit for the stuff. We don't have no freedoms in this state. Texas ain't as free. You're free to go broke in Texas. Oh, her daughter was, I didn't know that. Okay, I'm going to dig into it. And see, I'm not from Texas, so I try not to get too close to anything Texas related because it gave me the heebie-jeebies. But this makes me feel good to learn, so I'll dig more into her and talk. Oh, and I want to tell y'all one more thing about ICE. ICE has now lifted the age restriction on becoming an ICE agent. That lets you know, baby, they desperate. And not just that. It lets you know it was a lot of old people that was trying to get them jobs. They don't have the knees for it. They need young people. I remember Kay Bailey Hutchinson. I remember that. I remember her. Yeah, the old people can't do these jobs. They talk that shit. Just like Dean Cain. Dean Cain ain't got the body for it, nor nothing. I saw a picture of Dean Cain yesterday. I was like, of course he wants to work in government, but beloved, you ain't got the body for that. My thing is, it's not even his age. Because there are 59-year-olds that are in great shape. Dean Cain is not one of them. Bruh got a whole one-pack. And he loves his one-pack. Oh, John Leguizamo told him, okay, I got to look at that. Because I love me some John Leguizamo. I love me. Say it again. I said that, dude. I said that he must be broke. Because nothing else makes any sense why Dean Cain is coming out like roaches when you turn the lights off. Bruh is brokety broke. Because Hollywood won't hire him. Why? He was a subpar ass actor. He was. Dean Cain was never a great actor. He just was good looking. Well, when he lost his fucking looks, well, he lost all the opportunities for work. You know what I'm saying? Real actors, like actors, their bodies can change and they'll still get work. But if you were just attractive and you could you could say the lines just enough to keep people watching, okay, but that's not the case no more. Willem Dafoe is a great example. I love me some Willem Dafoe. Can I say, I love me Willem Dafoe. I love Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe, I don't call him ugly. I say that face got character because it does. He has a very charismatic look. Like, you know it's him. You know what I'm saying? And I remember Willem Dafoe from my childhood, seeing him in movies in my childhood when I was younger. I love me some fucking Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe will always work no matter what. Why? He's a real actor. He's a real actor. Like Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser's body changed, but he's a real actor. So even though his body changed, he can still get work. Dean Cain, though, not so much. Beloved, you were hired for your looks, beloved, and you have hit that wall, beloved. Like they say, Father Time caught up with him and whooped his ass with that clock. Do you hear me? Whooped his ass with that clock. Right. Robert De Niro will always act because it doesn't matter how he looks because he's a great actor. Al Pacino, even though I don't like those teeth, even though I don't like all the surgery, he will always work because he's a great actor. Joe Pesci, even though Joe looks like he's been in a wind tunnel now because he got a facelift, he still will always work because he's a real actor. Dean Cain is not. Right, Kurt Russell will always... There are people who will always work because they're great actors. And there are people who won't. And Dean Cain's one of them. Dean Cain need to get his ass in the gym. If he got his ass in the gym and got to looking good again, he could at least get a job. But instead, he'd rather go get a government job. So he's a socialist too. He's a socialist because government is going to pay him. Our money is going to pay him. Right? But Dean Cain, I guarantee Dean Cain and people like him will say, oh, we don't take nothing from government. We're not socialists. Yes, you are. If government is paying you, you're a fucking socialist too. I know. Government used to pay me too. That's why when people say, I'm not a socialist, and I look in their profile and I see they former military, I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. Your first job was a socialist job. You got all your job training through socialism. You traveled through socialism. You got uniforms through socialism. You got college education because of socialism. My fucking tax dollars did all that for you. Miss me with all that. I hope look, if Dean Cain is going to call me, he going to be on the line after Trick Daddy. Because I lit Trick Daddy ass up. You heard me. And Dean about to be next. I wasn't even going to do a video on Dean. But now that y'all mentioned it, I might have to just snatch Dean's edges too. Because I sure as hell snatched Trick Daddy's edges. I said, oh, no, you not going to sit up here and say you don't date women my age because we got standards. Give me them damn edges. Of course we do. And I wanted to save the young girls so they don't think that he's a fucking prize. Chill by. Chill by. Trick Daddy is like if you say his name 3 times, he show up like fucking Candyman and shit. Get out of here. You be like, oh, Trick Daddy. Get out of here. He has some nerve. So I made it my business. I had to speak on that. It wasn't just about Trick Daddy. I was reading the comments and videos and seeing the guys that are Trick Daddy's age group that look like Trick Daddy pop that shit too. I said, oh no, that's what we not going to do. That's what we not going to do. See, what I'm not going to let you do is sit up here and act like you're a prize. Sir, when you lay down, you can't even see your feet. What is you talking? When is the baby due? Like what? I don't have no space, no room, no tolerance for it. If you're going to talk, you better be right. You better not be bad built when you're talking. I'm broke now and I care about poor people, but I'm going to take my ass to billionaire's spot. Okay, you'll be poor over there too amongst the billionaires. What you want us to do? You've been blocked. Like, who says that? I'm poor, but I'm going to go over there where the billionaires are. No, you're not, because they don't like how poor people smell. You're not going over there. Soon as you get to the door, they're going to go. The security going to be like, oh, no, sir, you smell like you don't belong in here. Nope. I done told y'all, rich people smell different, their skin is different, their teeth is different, their nails are different, their lives are different. The only people who think that they're one of them are the delusional ones. That's it. Stop being delusional. And groveling and getting on your knees for rich people will not make them respect nor care about you. They still won't like you. They still won't. But you're still sitting there going, please like me. Please, I know I'm poor, but please like me. They're not. They're not. because they're not one of you. They can't empathize nor sympathize with you. These people don't even have an understanding of why we care about the price of eggs. You understand? Because they don't have to take that into consideration. You and I take into consideration about the price of eggs. Rich people don't care because they got it. They got it. But when you go to the grocery store, the next time you go grocery shopping, you ask me, is it a comfortable feeling when you go into those grocery stores? Ask yourself. Just ask yourself, when you're in that grocery store next time, is your money stretching as far as it used to? Are you able to get as much food as you could for the same money that you could before? See, I already know the answer. And guess what? Your groceries about to go up more. Oh, they're not done yet. Because see, also, these companies are going to price gouge you because they can. And government ain't going to do shit about it. And they know that. The grocery store is an extremely disrespectful and uncomfortable place right now. What's my solution? I told you earlier, stop buying new shit. Buy old shit that's still in good condition from other people. That's the first thing. Don't pay full price for nothing. Shop around when you do have to buy something new. Shop around. Stop just giving your money to rich people. Stop doing that shit. Hey, the wise owl, good morning. But those are things that you can do. Yep, thrift stores, bartering. I told y'all, start up co-ops in your communities. Work together, lean on each other. But don't allow conservatives in. If she said, if mama say, but we're suffering over here, we need some help. And you know what I say? That's your problem. Not my problem. You should probably let Trump know that you're suffering and see if he'll help you. The other thing that you can do, last thing I'm going to tell you is, don't forget, you can go to cleaners and buy unclaimed clothing. People put their good stuff in the cleaners. Go buy that unclaimed stuff. They'll sell it to you for pennies on the dollars at the cleaners because why? They need the space. So go buy it. Okay? Go buy it because you may not have known about it, some of you, but go do that. Go check out your local cleaners today. Real talk. Because you can get some good shit at the cleaners. People don't put their bad stuff in the cleaners. Who cleans raggedy shit? Nobody. But they do clean good stuff. Go buy it. Hell, you can go buy good stuff at the cleaners and resell it and make money. What? Go buy good shit at the cleaners and resell it and make money if you need to make extra money too. You don't actually have to need the stuff yourself to be able to benefit from the stuff. Because people put their good shit in the cleaners. People put suits in the cleaners. Wedding dresses in the cleaners. Nice garments. Bedroom sets. Comforters, bidets, all types of stuff in the cleaners. And don't pick it up in 30 because if you don't pick it up in 30 days, it is now the property of the cleaners. Read your receipt next time. They tell you. It's just that most of the time you pick your stuff up in a couple days, so it's a non-issue. But if you don't pick that stuff up in 30 days, you don't own it anymore. It's their stuff now. Well, I'm the captain now. That's your local cleaners. Okay? Go there today. Check out your thrift stores today. I thank all of you, each and every one of you, for joining me this morning. I will be back on live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The cleaners doesn't put it out with a sign. Just go ask. Sometimes some cleaners do, but some cleaners don't. So you just have to ask them. So if you don't see it, ask them. Hey, Cedric, good morning. I want to thank you all for the 81,000 likes this morning. I greatly appreciate it. I want to remind you again, don't forget to check out the Straight No Chaser podcast. New episodes are several times a week. The link is in my bio. That's a free podcast. Anybody can listen. Check out the Patreon community. We have a great time over there. Now, understand, members are part of the community circle get access to the podcast episodes early, but they also have about 13 or 14 additional backroom episodes on things I cannot talk about on TikTok that are great subjects. Check it out. I thank you all so much for the likes. We got over 50 likes today. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate all of the gifts, no matter how big or how small. But what I appreciate the most is the time that you spend with me, because I tell you, time is a commodity that you cannot get back once you spend it. Be mindful about how you spend your time. I tell you that because I want you to be mindful about how you spend your time. Oh, thank you so much for all of you who have enjoyed the live. I've enjoyed you being here too. And I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters. And what I tell you, I appreciate all of you. I just can't go through the whole list, because if I did, that'd be longer than the live, right? So no, I do appreciate you. My number 1, handsome Russ Nelson. Thank you so much, handsome. Number 2, beautiful Chris. Number 3, beautiful my dog is Charlie. Number 4, beautiful Kiana. Number 5, beautiful Lori. And a special shout out to beautiful D. Thank you so much. I will be back on here 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want you to enjoy your Saturday, okay? Don't let nobody live rent-free in your head, y'all. Don't feed no trolls, okay? And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent, y'all. Peace, and I'll see you this afternoon. Bye-bye.